This is Dave Hurwitz at ClassicsToday.com. Welcome to hell. Wasn't that fun? The hell I'm referring to is, of course, the scene in Pandemonium from Berlioz's The Damnation of Faust, La Damnation de Faust. And Deutsche Grammophon has just reissued the best ever recording. And here it is, Igor Markevitch with the Lamoureux Orchestra of Paris. Recorded in the late 1950s, I think, or early 60s. What's the date on this thing? It was really quite a remarkable production for its day. Here it is, 1960. 1960, in wonderful sound, now reissued on two beautifully remastered discs, which comes along with a third disc that's pure Blu-ray, for those of you with Blu-ray players. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about why this is the best performance of The Damnation of Faust. The work itself is really, in some ways, Berlioz's most colorful and easily accessible. It has so much variety. The orchestral excerpts, such as, the Hungarian March, are very, very well known. It's like one greatest hit after another. And one of the things that makes it so much fun, not aside from the scene in hell at the very end, was Berlioz's own comment about it, which was great. He was very defensive because he pointed out that in Goethe's original, of course, Faust is redeemed, but in Berlioz's piece, he isn't. Marguerite is redeemed. And Berlioz pointed out, I think quite justifiably, that it was just so much more fun if Faust gets sent to hell and has to stay there. And I can only agree. He always had musical values paramount, and musically getting consigned to the eternal flame, shall we say, is so much more musically entertaining than, having some sappy redemption scene. I mean, there is a sappy redemption scene at the end, but as I said, it's not for Faust, which makes the whole thing seem so much more logical. In any case, this performance is great for a bunch of reasons. You've got Igor Markevitch, who was an absolute conducting genius at the podium. You have the Lamoureux Orchestra, which was a great French orchestra in the 1950s and 60s. Like most French orchestras, it's wonderful because nothing blends with anything else. The brass are tangy and have individualized timbres and lots of vibrato, and the strings are kind of wiry, and the woodwinds have that pungent character that you're used to with French woodwind players. But best of all, you have an all-French cast, and that makes a big difference. The cast is Richard Verreau as Faust, Michel Roux as Mephistopheles, Consuelo Rubio as Marguerite, and Pierre Mollet as Brander. And the reason it helps to have French singers is because French vocal delivery, which is almost a lost art these days, is unlike any other language known to mankind. The language itself is often very nasal and in the back of the throat. So in singing French, you have to bring the tone forward, and it gives the entire language a certain lightness and a delivery that even when you're singing is almost parlando. It's almost as though the words are being spoken while they're being sung. And it's a quality that French singers had, at least in the past century, that seems to have been largely lost, but they have it here. And it makes all of the exchanges between the characters and the singing so vivid and lifelike. And that, along with the orchestral timbres, makes this performance a very, very special one. So if you're looking for The Damnation of Faust, and if you don't have it, you really need to. And if you do have it, you really need this one. Igor Markevitch with the Lamoureux Orchestra. Get it and enjoy your stay in hell. And even the bit in heaven won't bore you. You'll be amazed. Thank you. Take care.